All right, welcome back. Like I said, in this lesson, we would be dealing with the shape first. But before we go there, let's customize our UI a bit. So if you come up here, right, let me start with this one. This is UI colors. So you can choose to change your UI colors to any type of color. I'm a dark mode dude, man. Like, I like it dark and dark, you know, and fine like that. So I like it dark. And next here is UI interface layout. So you can change the layout however you want it. I usually like it like this. Right, so I have a few brushes I could play with here. Right? Okay. So that's pretty much it. So we would be using mostly our move brush and our clay builder brush for this first phase. So as we increase our subdivision, when I say subdivision, it means the resolution, like resolution of this character, like from the usual 5,000 to like maybe a 6,000, 7,000, and so on and so forth. So we get to test out other brushes, because some other brushes you may not feel the effect without meat or subdivision on the character, right? So that's pretty much it. So the first thing we'll be doing is to get the shape of the head. Yeah. So I want to increase my brush size, or press your space bar to bring out the menu. You can increase brush size. Okay, so I usually increase your brush size, the space bar to increase brush size. And then so I want to select my move brush so I can move it. So you notice that it moves at one side. So it's painful when you have to move one side, you want to start moving the other side. They both will not be equal. They will not be equal. So you'd want to activate your X mirror modifier such that it's what you're doing on this side, it's happening the other side. So you do that by simply pressing X and it activates immediately. All right. So if for some reason you can't, it just didn't work, just come to stroke and let's activate. Where are you? I think it's tools, strokes, modifier. Where are you? Let's forget Zbrush. Give me a minute. That's weird. Did this thing come with it? Alright, this is it. Transform, right? So it's here. X mirror modifier. So you want to activate it on the X or the Z randomly. So it's set to X symmetry. Right? So whatever you do here will be reflected there. So that's what we want to do. Okay, so we see that this dude here has this face, like an oval face, so we want to shape that according to this reference image here. So that's what it means to sculpt from a base character. So we want to reduce my brush size, use my move tool to move this dude inside a bit, pull this one out just to get the shape. Alright, I'm not being overkill, I'm just clicking softly. Alright, just using my move tool to move it. Alright, to just get the shape, right, of the face. Like let's say from let's get the remember I'm panning with, remember that pan I talked about? Where is it here? Okay, I think in this layer I don't have that. Okay, I think I have it here. It's not working here. So remember the pan, hold down Alt, click and drag. When you release Alt, it zooms. Hold down Alt, click and drag. When you release Alt while your mouse is still clicked, you can zoom in. Alright? So it's to get the forms of the face. So I'm going to moving stuff a bit just to get that shape. Alright? Don't forget, we're not messing with the what's it called, the anatomy of the face. You can see if I zoom into this dude right here, you can see that we want to maintain the anatomy of the face as much as possible. We want to maintain that anatomy of the face. Alright, so if we want to see it from another direction, remember when you rotate, you press shift to snap it at a particular location. I'm using my move tool. You see, I'm not using any other brush. I'm reducing my brush size. Remember spacebar to get those tools, or you can just come here and reduce your brush size. Right, so I can just moving this around like this, like that. And again, you can now the next thing we want to do is to just smooth out some of these places. So you do that by holding down shift and painting. So you see that it's too harsh, so we want to undo that. Shift. So when you press shift, you see that its intensity here is harsh. This is the intensity of the brush, the active brush right now. But when I press shift, the intensity here is too harsh. So we want to reduce the intensity to like a 15 or so. Okay, so that we press shift again and just maybe just smooth out. Yeah, just pressing, you know, just holding down shifts and just painting out that, just to smooth out the edges, those rough edges. I keep using my move tool to, you know, adjust them accordingly. I'm not messing with it. Don't forget, we don't want to mess with the facial anatomy. We want to keep it as simple and as dense as possible. So we are dealing with the jaw first. We will not get it perfect at first, right? We want to bring this down a bit. Hold down shift, paint, and smooth out those edges. Okay, so the next one we want to do, you see, I'm doing that all in this point. I've not increased the subdivision. This is the best place to get the forms, so you don't. So the next one to select is that clay build-up brush. All right, so let's actually get this form, this facial form here. So I'll just click and be painting. While I'm painting, I'm smoothing out, painting out the cheekbone. While I'm doing that, I'm pressing my shift key to smooth out the edges. And also you can paint in the reverse. What do I mean? Like I'm painting, this is coming extruding out. You can also hold down Alt to pre-paint it inside. Alright, so press Ctrl Z to undo that. You get the check. So that's pretty much how it works, right? So you just move stuff, add meat, and so on and so forth. And you're pressing. You see, you notice if I press shift, the cursor turns blue. It means that it's in shift mode. Go back to my move brush. head, you see the head is flat on top here. So we want to do the same thing here, just increase the brush size such that you can now spread this out a bit. Alright. Africans usually have this wide face. Right, I'm African though. So I'm just looking at it from different angles to, you know, get my forms in place. See, I've not touched the nose or the mouth yet. The intentional is the shape we want to get at first. All these details will be added much later. And one of the things you need to understand is something we usually call as artists, it's called the valley of the suck, which means that it will suck at the beginning. So don't fret, don't worry yourself. It will not make sense. It doesn't have, in fact, any artist that starts painting and it makes sense at the beginning, that guy is a badass. At first, you will not understand what you're doing. You'll be like, what am I even doing? Some of you will even shut down ZBrush and start over again. Calm down. So I'm with my clay build-up brush right now. Just trying to get these forms while I maintain facial decorum. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I'm sculpting myself. Yeah, people usually ask me why I don't paint myself. I don't like it. I don't like painting myself. Yeah, I said it. I don't like it. So I'm getting the forms right. I'm smoothing things out a bit. I have an obvious cheekbone, so I'm holding down shift to smooth things out. So I'm just looking at this guy over here to, you know, get a few things in place. You know. Right, so as we go further, we'll keep adjusting and adjusting. Alright, so I want you to practice this. You can pause, right? Look at the reference, study it well. The most important tool you need as an artist is your eyes. That's what I tell people. The ability to look at something and, you know, and see things that others are not seeing. I'm just using, remember, it's still here. I've not increased any subdivision yet because it's not time. This is the best time to get your forms in place, right? This dude has a pointed nose, so I just have to add those to it and earlier on. So I can also, remember, I can also paint in the reverse. So it gives that, you know, eyeline as it were. So now we're not going to deal with the neck. It's the face we will be focusing on. So I may put this on the time lapse, but I don't want to do that. I don't want want to rush things, but I want you to take your time. ZBrush can be time taking because you have to take your time and, you know, adjust this, adjust that. So don't rush. You're not in a hurry. Nobody's pushing you. Nobody is pushing you, so you're not in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to impress, or maybe to do, what do I call it, to finish. Because the truth is, every artist is never done with his work. You understand? And we just have a definition of done, but we are never finished. There's always something to add. There will always be something to add. We only have a definition of done at the end of the day. Alright. So I just want to carve in. Holding down Alt to carve in while I smooth things out, to carve in this stuff here. Like I said at first, it won't make sense. You just have to try. Just keep tweaking. So let's take this dude up a bit. There. All right. So like I said, some of these things will not be really active if we don't have subdivision on this mesh. But this, we're not adding any details yet. I was trying to add details and I just messed it up. So I'm not trying to add any details just yet. First stage is to just get the shape of the face. Alright, so in the next lesson Okay. We're going to add eyes. Next lesson, we're going to, increase the subdivision and smooth things out a bit, add in a little detail. Right. I want you to get your own form. You can actually get your own image. You don't have to use the one I gave to you. Right. This technique applies across all, all contexts, all scenarios, just in case you don't know. It applies. So just keep practicing, smooth things out a bit. So if you notice his jaw is inside, we have to move this guy up. It's really funny. That was too harsh. Your clay build up to carve in here. It will not make sense at the beginning. Like some people they're finding it frustrating already. Don't be frustrated. It will not make sense at the beginning. Alright, so the best thing to do is just get the form of the face. That's what we're trying to do. If you notice, I just used these two brushes, clay build up and move brushes. Clay build up to just add, some meat, some more meat to where it's necessary to add. Like I said, we keep maintaining the anatomy of the face, the facial anatomy, so we don't mess things up here. All right. So next lesson, I want to leave you to practice with this first, because in the next lesson we'll be adding the eyes, adding more details as we go forward. Because when you're using from a base mesh, the most important thing is the face. For this body can fly for me, even if I don't have all the packs and all real life. But let's say I want to do a superhero character of myself. I mean, I should get the face right, Abi. So that's it. So the face our focus would be on the face alone. All right. So see you in the next lesson.